This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX for $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
South Florida, listen carefully. Osmani Garcia with Omega Realty Group is changing the game. He's not just listing homes. He's guaranteeing to sell yours in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it himself. No excuses, no delays, no fine print games. This is real. If you're serious about selling, call 305-440-1990 and see if your home qualifies. Osmani Garcia delivers results. Osmani Garcia, the home of the 30-day sale guaranteed, where guarantees are backed by action. Call now, don't wait. This market won't wait for you. Restrictions apply. Call 305-440-1990.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
I'm not panicking either. Here's where they let up. They screwed up. They let them back in. They can win the next two games and win this series. I am not concerned. I'm not panicked.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Oh, baby. Yeah. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. To go to 3 in a row and then win 2 in a row. I saw it with the Dolphins as a child. I watched it with the Miami Heat. And now we have witnessed it with the Florida Panthers. I mean, we are a very lucky town where 3 of our 5 major sports teams at one point in their history went on a run to go to 3 straight championships. And he went to 4, but they only won 2. So the Panthers have already matched that. And, you know, now the discussions will start on where they rank. And personally, for me, Dolphins won because you got an undefeated season in it. You know, can't beat that. And then I put the Panthers probably number 2 because 2 out of 3 is more impressive than 2 out of 4. So we'll see what happens next year, because next year we start talking what the Dolphins couldn't do and what the Heat couldn't do. Next year we start talking the D word. We couldn't talk about the D word before you won the second one. But once you win the second one, then the dynasty word is something that can be spoken now. We can now actually talk about dynasty because they're loaded. We'll see what happens. Sam Bennett ended up winning the Conn Smythe. I told you guys today that I would give it to Sam Bennett over Marchand because he's such an impactful two-way player too. Although Marchand also helps you out two-way, but Sam Bennett is a beast, bro. A beast. He lays the wood. And so I'm glad for Sam Bennett winning the Stanley Cup. And it is, winning the Conn Smythe. And it's just, what can I tell you, man? This is freaking cool as hell to see the Panthers accomplish this. And, you know, the beautiful part of all of this is we're going to get to really establish hockey here, something we couldn't do in the 90s because it wasn't real. You know, kind of like when the Heat recently went to 2 trips to the finals. It was fun, but it wasn't really real. You know, there were factors that helped you out and stuff, but you weren't really a great team. You were just kind of, you know, things went your way. Same thing in 96. You were an expansion team. You played great defense. You had a goalie who was amazing and things went your way. This is real, dude. This is real. This is an incredible feat to go to 3 straight Stanley Cups. And you beat a great team in Edmonton 2 straight years in a row. That's incredibly impressive. And again, the second year, they're coming after you because you went to the Stanley Cup. The third year, they're trying to take your head off because you have now gone to the Stanley Cup 2 straight years and you won it. So the last thing they want to do is stop you from winning that second. They couldn't stop them. They went and won the second in a dominant fashion because they pretty much dominated every opponent. They wore down every opponent. They were more physical, and they had the skill to also outskill them at the same time. I mean, Barkov's defense on Connor McDavid alone, that's Conn Smythe worthy, dude. I mean, here's a series where Reinhart had 6 goals, Marchand had 6 goals, and Bennett had 5 goals. And for Sam Reinhart to, by the way, he has had what's it called? Game-winning goal. Almost, I think it's not the game-winning goal now, right? It's Tkachuk had the number 2 goal, right? I think he scored all the other ones. I think that's how it went, if I'm correct. I think Tkachuk now has the game-winning goal. Yeah, but up until that cheesy goal they got, it would have been Reinhart with the 2 game winners in the Stanley Cup to seal it. Because last year he had it, and he had it going on. But I believe, if you look it up for me, Sean, I believe Tkachuk got the second goal. It was the pass from Luosterainen, I think it was, if I'm correct. Luosterainen and Lundell each had an assist. It was great, man. Verhaeghe had 2 assists. Barkov had 2 assists. How about 6 straight games of opening up with 2 goals in the period? Nobody's ever done that in the Stanley Cup. Yes, sir.
It was Tkachuk.
It was. Yeah, that's what I thought. I watched the game, man. I watched the game. I don't play solitaire. But that's your fault because you guys make that guy all that money by giving him all that attention, and he's a lazy ass dude that gets busted all the time, and really outside of basketball knows nothing. But whatever. Anyway, God bless him. He makes a lot of money as a con artist. Anyway, this is special, dude. This is special. This is fun, and right now Marchand is skating around, holding up the cup, and enjoying this moment. They asked him there at the end, are you coming back? He goes, we'll see. We'll find out shortly, because that's the good thing, that we're gonna find out shortly. I have no doubt in my mind Bennett is not going anywhere. That's already done. Okay, they'll figure out a way. Sam Bennett is not going anywhere. Then it becomes the Marchand Ekblad thing. What do you do at that point? You know what I'm saying? And let me give you, because some people have told me this stuff about, well, Ekblad's been with them, and so was Verhaeghe, bro. I mean, see, not Verhaeghe, Huberdeau. Huberdeau was here forever too. He came in with all those guys, and you had to make a tough decision. I'd keep Marchand. He helps me also defensively. He is a pest. He's super smart. Jesus Christ. He still has it. You could get him for 2 more years. I think he'll be productive. Ekblad, I think you can replace. I really do. And wish him the best and retire his number and all that good stuff. But we'll see what happens. I can guarantee you Bennett stays. Okay? I don't know what happens with the other 2 guys. That what they will not do, I doubt, is keep all 3. That part, we're going to lose some guys like they have in the last couple of years that they've lost guys, and then you'll get some other guys and all that kind of thing. Well, now, whatever they do with numbers in the NHL, I don't know what the Panthers do. Have we ever even gotten to that point that they would do that? You know what I'm saying? But whatever you would do, honor Ekblad, however, put a statue out there, whatever you want to do. I don't give a shit. If you create some kind of a ring or something, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to do. You want to honor him, great. But I would, he's a very injury-prone player too. I would move on from him. I would keep Marchand if I can. If I can keep Marchand and Bennett, I would actually do that. It's pretty cool. You're watching right now. Reinhardt is skating around the ice right now, holding up the cup. And he is about to hand it off to Sam Bennett, who is now the Conn Smythe winner. And for sure, a future Panther for a long time. Don't forget, folks, please smash the hell out of the like button. All right, it helps getting stuff out there and other Panther fans and all that kind of stuff. We will have David Furones from the locker rooms. It's going to be a while, and we'll try to get you some sound from the players and all that kind of stuff. Right now, they're on the ice, so nobody's talking right now. It's not like you can really get anything, at this point in time. They are doing like little side interviews for the network, obviously. But the rest of the mediators ain't going to get any access to them till a few more minutes. And then hopefully down the line, we could get David Furones to join us. Hey, by the way, very important, David Furones proved that we know the Dolphins, and by the way, I don't believe that 6-3 record that they threw out there. I believe it's a losing record. I don't know why they're fudging with that shit. But anyway, I'm glad that they did not put a Dolphin out there and Luongo came out and got it done. But David Furones was in Edmonton for Game 5, and they won. So Dolphin reporters are excluded from the funk. Okay? Just to say. And by the way, remember, you can make a donation to the show since we're working hard here, Sean and myself. By the way, Sean is in the house. Sean normally is sleepy weepy there at this time, and I'm chugging along, and he, wanted to help us out here and rock and roll for the championship, which is a beautiful thing. So there's nothing like doing the show with Sean, dude. It always is the best that way. So we got Sean Stanley in the house, and thank you for the super chats. Appreciate it. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your comments there and questions and insults. We get 100%. That's why we encourage Venmo and Cash App and PayPal. But we appreciate the super chats. Man of 1,005 holds. Thank you, sir. He says, what a great series. Panthers came with that killer instinct and took the Oilers' breath away. Good choice having Luongo beat the drum. What a dynasty. The team is special top to bottom. The only thing I can add to that is that's the next goal now is a dynasty, is getting that third championship like the Kansas City Chiefs have done. Like we watched, San Antonio Spurs become a dynasty and the New England Patriots become a dynasty. We've had some teams that have had that opportunity to win 3 or more championships and be a dynasty. And these guys, well, and by the way, it's kind of crazy if they can get to the Stanley Cup for a 4th straight year. Holy moly, dude. To play that many games, 4 straight years would be an amazing feat. And again, everybody is coming at you, dude. Everybody's bringing their best, which is awesome. So they have been able to overcome all of that. True Fin fan, thank you for the love in the super chat. Am I wrong for feeling a little envy? Go Cats. I don't know. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Because of the other teams or something? No, I'm happy, dude. I'm happy I have the Panthers. I can't count on the Dolphins. I can't count on the Marlins. The Heat are done. Like, they're nothing. Even if they get Durant, that's stupid. I'm going to be so bored next year if they get Durant, because you're doing the stupid shit again, thinking that you just want to be somewhat relevant, but you're really not going to win a title. So you're just going to be, a minor league scrub in the playoffs, and then you'll be out. It's just like ridiculous. I'd rather you tear it down, and then I'll be more interested in that, to be quite honest. Adam Pink, sir, thank you for the love on Venmo. Oh, what else can we say? This is a dynasty. I love how hard this Panther team fought. This is such a fun ride. Let's soak it up. No dynasty yet.
You got to get that third championship. Got to get that third one. Not yet. Not yet. 2's not enough. 2, you're not a dynasty. The Dolphins weren't a dynasty, and the Heat weren't a dynasty. 2 championships does not get you dynasty. We need 1 more. Now, the goal is dynasty. That's what it is. The goal is dynasty. That's what we're talking about now. That's the goal, baby. Dynasty. But you got to get it with the next championship. And it doesn't have to be next year. It could be 2 years from now. You know, you can have a year or 2 separate and then be a dynasty. But we'll see. We'll see if they're able to do that. That would be absolutely amazing. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As the post game continues and the boys continue to skate around, they're talking to Kachuk right now. I like it. Man of 1,005 holds Maurice, #1 South Florida coach. No, I'm still going with Spo because you've done it longer and you've done it with lesser things too, which is impressive. Maurice has to be here a little longer and face more of the adversities that Spo has faced. And we know Spo has faced serious adversities and dealt with, you know, scrub years and teams that were lesser, and he maxed the hell out of them. So Spo is still #1, like it's not even close. But if Maurice gets a third, then yeah, that's when I gotta give him the jump over Spo because he got a third championship. That's if he's able to do it. Yes, sir.
Kachuk just said during his interview that his injury was he tore the abductor off the bone. And that's what he was battling back from.
We're going to, dude, it's a huge free agent pickup next year. Matthew Kachuk. Matthew Kachuk is, definitely. Let me see. Let me talk to Furones here. Okay. We might get Furones there for a second. He's in the area to go for ICE interviews, and he can come back. He can join us for a moment there. John Wayne's 45. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Big O, the Cats are like Bitcoin, the one and only. Great game. Yeah, dude. That was awesome. And Ted, you're right. Neil would have loved this shit. He definitely would have loved this whole thing, dude. 3 straight years of the finals and to win it twice. Somewhere Neil is enjoying this thing. GC, thank you for the love on the super chat, sticker and all. Thank you, sir. Very cool. Appreciate you. Juan Rosa says KD can't win with no team of Warriors. Well, whatever. Let's bring him aboard here. Let's bring the one and only David Furones. Dude. Got me.
Oh, Ron. What's up, Big O? I'm here in a waiting area for to get onto the ice for a post-game Stanley Cup interview. So I decided let's hop on and let's talk about it.
Yeah, dude, just an amazing effort. And first of all, that Reinhart goal was just it really reminded me of Bill Lindsay's amazing goal. It took me back to that moment there, and that was obviously amazing. And then to end up with 4 goals on the night, really Reinhart.
Amazing. That Reinhart, the first move that he put on Ekholm is there a name for this move in hockey? It's like a Euro, almost in basketball. We saw Marchand do it the night before, or the game before. I wonder if he was inspired by him. I actually want to ask him about that. Incredible goal. I mean, to see that, it's not a common move But just to see it back-to-back games on the biggest stage by two of the most talented skaters, incredible. It just speaks to the depth on this team, that how many waves they can hit you with. That it could be Reinhardt going for not only actually for 4 goals, 2 on an empty net one night. It could be Sam Bennett, Conn Smythe winner, who had 15 goals throughout the playoffs. It could be Barkov. It could be Verhaeghe, Kachuk, who had 2 goals the game 4. So many guys that just come out you in the race.
And by the way, Barkov, his defense on Conor McGregor, Conor McDavid throughout the entire series, dude. I mean, that was another thing, that he was just that guy all the freaking time. I don't know if we give Barkov enough credit for his defense throughout the season.
Yeah, I tweeted that McDavid had only 1 more goal than me, David. So remarkable. Hockey's top player, and you hold him to 1 goal. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy last year as a player on the losing team. So incredible to limit him that way. And then obviously now this time Sam Bennett winning the Conn Smythe Trophy for the Panthers on the winning side.
I thought with McDavid, what they did was phenomenal. Was they never allowed him open ice. They just never allowed him, because if you allow him open ice, that kind of, so that's what that tightness of that defense just kept him in check. And then everybody else, dude, it's just such a loaded team that everybody takes turns contributing to the win.
Yeah, the depth of this roster speaks volumes to what Bill Zito built, and always cool now back-to-back years to see Barkov carry that trophy, carry the Stanley Cup, the captain who was at the core of building this roster, and then just the way it was developed over time. You think back to the time that Huberdeau was here, and then that trade was made for Kachuk, and then he changed the identity of the team, made them playoff winners. So we love to see it now, back-to-back years. I think we're moving too. Let's see. I can stay on with you for maybe another question or two.
Win the title next year.
Yeah, when you win 2 in a row, then that's when the word dynasty starts getting thrown around. And I know people already had the signs out here for this one, so this is when it starts. You win back to back, and then you start talking dynasty, and that's where we're at with the Panthers after winning 2 straight and getting to 3 in a row, joining the Dolphins of the early 70s and the Big 3 Miami Heat as South Florida teams to win back-to-back titles in the sport.
Now can they be the only one that goes on to win a third is the question. That would be the amazing part if this team can win the third title. This is an amazing run. All right, hey, we'll talk to you later. Go do your thing.
Sounds good.
Okay. There you go. David Furones. He's, I told you, live there. We'll see whatever we can work on. As always, thank you out there for your support. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Appreciate you. Let me see what it is here. Thank you, Jason Sutterth. I appreciate you on Cash App. He says, I want to bet before the season started. Plus, oh, dude, I got plus 1,400. I got my Panthers win. I forgot about that. Jason, thank you, dude. You just reminded me. I made a bet in like July in the offseason that the Panthers would win. So, damn, I forgot about that. I got some money. I get to buy Bitcoin on a dip. It's a beautiful thing. Jason, you and I won, bro. I forgot about that completely. I got to look it up. Brian Nobles, thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. Wow, that brings a real smile to my face now that I know that I want some extra money, and that is all going to Bitcoin, dude. Brian Nobles, go Panthers. Love the show. Thank you, Brian. And we got to enjoy this, man, because we don't have a team in town that we can count on at all. And this is the one team in town that we can count on because it's run perfectly top to bottom. They're loaded with stars. You know what I mean? Something, like the Heat, they used to actually get stars. I don't know if do you remember those days when they used to have stars with the Heat? I remember those days. Frankie Fresco, Dolphins need to get all the Panthers to hit the hype button in every game. Yeah, nothing's going to help the Dolphins, my brother. They've got Mike McDaniel. Jay Ellingsworth, thank you, sir. Rio One's company, thank you. Woodson, Alan Navas. This team is just so competent. It is. Ownership, front office, coaching, players. This is why you go to 3 straight finals. This is why you win 2 of them. This is why you dominate. And by the way, the evolution of it. That first year, they were excited. They touched the Eastern Conference trophy and all that they learned all those things. And they started doing all the right things. You know what I mean? And then this year, even when the Oilers lost their cool and they went after them, they didn't lose their cool. And that was another level of maturity by the Florida Panthers. And you saw it there at the end with Evander Kane. That was some dirty-ass shit from Evander Kane today. And I hope they find his ass. The NHL should find him. That dude just then took a second go around and then swipe at Tkachuk because little bitch is frustrated that they owned his ass. Vander Kane is like a pathetic individual, bro. Really, a pathetic individual. You go out there and you go purposely to try to hurt somebody. Why? Because you're a fucking loser? Don't blame Tkachuk and the Panthers. They're better than you. Just be a professional. Shake the hand. Commend them. It is what it is. What are you going to do? But that crap that he pulled, that was unacceptable, dude. That was dirty as hell. Dirty as hell. Let's see. Hence my word, too many ifs, too many buts, but we'll never write off. Hopefully they get stuff together because became a fan in the last Super Bowl they were in at the age 7 due to uniforms. Oh, okay. That's football stuff. Tkachuk just said we're a dynasty on TV. Well, not yet, but you got to get the third one to become a dynasty. But you can now try to become a dynasty. There's no doubt about it, but you got to win the third one. The third one is when you officially become a dynasty. Lots of teams have won 2 championships. 2 championships is amazing, but it's not a dynasty. You got to get 3 in a very short time in order to become a dynasty. Okay? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's be happy and blessed that we're in a position that they can become a dynasty. Okay? And they should think about themselves like a dynasty. Devin Jordan, Big O, congrats to the Panthers, back-to-back champions. As a longtime Dolphins fan, I'm happy for the Panthers, but at the same time, I'm jealous. I wish we had Bill Zito. Well, it's what are you going to do? It is what it is. At least enjoy this, because if we don't have this, we have nothing. Okay, and the Dolphins aren't going to win jack crap this year. They're not going anywhere. Just like I told you, the Heat wouldn't do anything this year either. You know what I'm saying? So, Hateful Steve is in the house. Hateful Steve did not get nervous anymore. Hateful Steve in the last couple of games, he toughened up there. He started to believe. See, the problem with Hateful Steve is, just like a lot of you Dolphin fans and now Heat fans, you're damaged. And so you always expect the other shoe to fall. Well, that's not going to happen. And Hateful Steve, to your credit, last couple games, when things even got hairy, you weren't panicking anymore. Congratulations to you. He's like, let's effing go. I told you all playoffs we'd win. He's an absolute trip, bro. He is an absolute trip. Anyway, too funny. Too funny. If, as always, and thank you for the Venmo, as always, Steve, I appreciate you immensely. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation too, which we always love that, man. Always love that. Let me see my bet. That is really nice. That is really nice. Let me see. Where is it finished? Here we go. This bet was made. It's plus 1,000. And I made it. Where's the damn date on this thing? Because it was like in June or July or some shit like that. I guess it doesn't say it on the winning ticket. It was saying it on the one that I placed it. But on the green one here where it's the winner, it is gone. But anyways, it was like in June or July. And I probably will be doing it again. You know? I'm pretty sure I'll be doing it again. Wow, that is awesome, dude. Awesome. And a bunch of Bitcoins coming. Love it. Panthers win when no Dolphins bang the drum. Yes, no doubt. Although I saw some report on Channel 4, I think it was 4. The young Hispanic girl, Samantha Rivera or something, I think it is her name. She said that the Dolphins are 6-3 when they bang the drum. I don't believe that. I think the Panthers fudged that number to make the Dolphins feel good, because I just remember mostly every time a Dolphin bangs it. I think it's Waddle and McDaniel, the only one. But McDaniel won. McDaniel won when he banged the drum. McDaniel and Waddle won. Waddle, I believe, was the last Dolphin to win. Waddle even tweeted out, y'all should send me because you won the last time I did it or something like that. And he's right. They did win with him. But I don't remember a lot of other Dolphins winning, dude. I remember all those Dolphins losing pretty much. Listen, they got it done with Luongo. They were smart. They stayed away from the Dolphins' funk. And it's very important to stay away from the Dolphins' funk. Oscar Rojas was number 1. I see Silver Dome, Fernando Perez, Jermaine, Jay Gelfin, Lisa Rose, Hugh Henson. The Cats are tenacious. Way to go. Back-to-back champions. What else? Sweet Baby Ray. Panthers go streaking on the beach just wearing a cup. Yep. The elbow room, right? Tonight, I would imagine that there's going to be a lot of action at the elbow room. So, didn't Luongo hit the drum last year when the Cats won the first cup? Yes. Yes, no doubt. Yes, sir. I think you are correct. I think he hit it on the game clincher, on the series clincher also. Yes, sir. Yeah. You're going to be with DDW at training camp so I can no, I'm not going to any training camps this year. Sorry, bro. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not screwing around when I talk to you guys about this stuff. Dolphins are going nowhere. It's going to be a disaster of a year. I'm not wasting my time and going down there to sweat my ass off for nothing. I'm going to follow the team. We'll do our pre- and post-game show and all that good stuff. I hope they shock me. But to be quite honest, dude, I have zero enthusiasm for the Dolphins this year. Zero. I am looking forward to Spain and hanging out with Dolphin fans that week. I don't know if we'll do any road games, other road games. Sean and I may not. We traveled a lot last year, and we appreciated it immensely. It was awesome. But it's also kind of a pain in the ass. And it's not a good team. So I don't expect much. So I'm definitely not going to training camp. I didn't go to any mini camps. I will not be going to any training camps whatsoever. I have zero interest in going to training camps and wasting my time. So I'm sorry, man. Hopefully we can meet, somewhere else. Madrid is one that hopefully will make it happen. Remember, you can help us get to Madrid. You can make a donation. We have a GoFundMe page and all that good stuff to help us out. And make it happen. We'll cover all the events that week. I sent you the new Stanley Cup song. Oh, we have a rock version and a yacht rock version. Okay. All right, I'll check that out. What else? Make a gold bullion donation. No, Bitcoin. Won my Panthers bet. Okay, I read that one. Big O Panthers win when no. Yes, exactly. We aren't mentioning the Bob. Yeah, no, listen. You're right about it. Bob, considering the way everything started a couple of years back, where Bob was a disaster for 2 years. That contract that was a bad contract the first couple years. And now it has become a beautiful contract because Bob has played outstanding hockey. And people were worried about Knight getting traded, and they brought in Seth Jones, and it was a great move by the Florida Panthers to bring in Seth Jones and to bring in Brad Marchand. Both guys contributed. Both guys got comfortable and played well in this system and fit with these guys, dude. I mean, Seth Jones was always a hell of a player. Marchand is freaking Hall of Famer, dude. That's like adding Ray Allen. You know what I mean? Maybe even better than Ray Allen because he helps in both areas. At least Ray Allen, by the time we got him, was still, obviously he was a great shooter. That was, he wasn't the great player that he used to be, what I mean? But he was a great shooter overall. So it was kind of like adding that kind of player, dude. A guy that is going to go to the Hall of Fame, which is just ridiculous, just crazy stuff, man. Really crazy stuff. Hateful Steve, once again in the house. Thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. He says, how much bitching do I have to do to get the Dolphins to win, bro? Stevie, I don't know if you can do anything for the Dolphins, my brother, because you know what, my brother, if you could actually coach instead of McDaniel, then I feel better. But with Mike McDaniel, I feel like our team has no chance. Literally no chance. That's how bad I think it is with that. With him, I just think we have absolutely no chance. And it sucks. I'm sorry that I feel that way, but it is just terrible. So I don't know. I know the reverse stuff has worked with the Panthers for you a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know, Steve. I don't think you can save the Dolphins, my brother. Not this year. They took so many steps back this year. They lost so much talent and they lost a lot of leadership. You need such a special coach to be able to lift everything else up. That's not that guy. That's just not that guy. So I'll sit back. I'll watch it. I'll follow the team. I'll root for them. I will pray that they win every game. But I know what I'm waiting for, bro. I know what I'm expecting, and it's not going to be good, unfortunately. Jay Ellingsworth, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Thank you. Very nice of you. Frankie Fresco, more love on the super chat. He says, Panthers gaining a lot of fans too. Well, winning does that, man. Winning does that, and you can trust them. Frankie, in South Florida, sometimes people pick on us because of our fan base, and what I don't think they realize is we have an incredibly smart fan base. If you're going to eat shit and you're not going to commit yourself to try to win, at least, we don't really ask you to win. We ask you to try to win, because the Dolphins don't win shit and they get support. They win nothing, but they try constantly. We got to admit that they try. Okay, God bless them. They try. They can't get it right. They try. The Heat, they don't know what the hell they're doing right now. They obviously have lost their way, but in their form, they're trying. Whether they think getting Durant is whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Terry Rozier, we'll make them play better. You know, they meant well. It was just bad deals. And they've won championships and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you hope that they find their mojo once again. You know what I'm saying? And you can trust them. And trust is really important. And the Panthers for 20 years, Frankie and everybody else out there, nobody could trust the Panthers. Bad ownership, mediocre teams, soft, all that kind of stuff. That's what Viola and Sifu took over. And then slowly but surely, things got better and better, and they figured what they had to do out. And they had to change the GM, and they had to change the coach, and they had to trade for certain players. And they needed a different type of player. And they went out there and they got it. And then now that they've done this, they've done what they couldn't do for 20 years. Earn your trust. So now you know that the Panthers can win, and now you know they're always going to try to win. And now it's a sport that people can – nobody knew basketball either. We became a basketball town thanks to the Miami Heat, thanks to Leonard Hamilton, thanks to Jim Larinaga. They started winning and then brought that interest. We were always a football town. You know, that you could always get us out to go see a football game. But all the other sports, they have to earn. We have to learn. They have to earn all of that. And the Panthers – they had it for a little bit in the mid-'90s. I covered those teams. I was a beat reporter at that time, and it was fun, but it was short-lived. It was fluky, and it was short-lived. It wasn't real. It was over. Flash. This is real. And this is 6 straight years of making the playoffs. That's no joke. And then you've made the Stanley Cup 3 straight years. So now what you've done, Frankie, is now you can even have a down year and you're still going to get support. That's what's going to happen here in South Florida with hockey, like it's happened with basketball. The Heat really are mediocre. Like I knew they were going to be mediocre this year in the last couple of years, but they still get support because people are still hanging on to what they have done in the past. And so you're still hoping. So they still get great crowds at that arena. People are still spending their money and still investing in the Miami Heat. Something that, you know, you couldn't do with Louis Chaffel and Billy Cunningham, but those were the expansion years. But you realize as they were going on in the last year or two of them that they really weren't going to be an ownership group that was really going to care about winning. They were just trying to flip the team, and that's exactly what they did. They flipped it, and the Arisons bought it, and they made themselves at that time decent money. But they didn't earn anybody's trust. In fact, they were losing people's trust because the expansion stuff was rubbing off already at that point, and they were kind of seeing these guys are kind of phony. They're not going to spend. And trust is big. And in this town, once you earn the trust, you'll get the support. You'll get the support. So the Panthers have now earned some serious trust. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else do we have? Get to the elbow room, says RH. I'm a little too young for that, but I hope you all enjoy it, those of you that are going. Classy organization. They let the new Panther players raise the cup, of course. Congratulations to the Stanley Cup champion, says Rosendo. Florida Panthers, let's enjoy this sweet moment. Amen to that, sir. Amen. Look what happened in Game 5. They gained a new fan. That was sweet to watch. There you go. There you go. Big O, I believe the Panthers won with Dan Marino banging the... No, I think they lost with Marino. I'm pretty sure they lost with Marino. I'm like 99% sure the night Marino banged the drum, they lost. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Yeah, Marino is definitely legit legend. We just didn't know how to build around him either. we kind of do those things. It's kind of who we are. Even when we find a quarterback, we don't know how to actually build around him so he can win. Boston is the other city to have 3 teams to win back-to-back in their history. Is that it? I have no idea. Is that it, really? It's hard for me to think about it now and who would have done it outside of that. But Boston makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Patriots, Bruins, and Celtics. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Didn't the Red Sox win back-to-back also? They might have won back-to-back, actually, or maybe 2 out of 3. But they did win. What were they called? The Knuckleheads or something? What was it? The dude with the beard called them something. He had some kind of name for them. I forgot what it was. What was his name? Wasn't he like a little shortstop or something? Forgot his damn name now. Anyway, he was kind of a trip. He was a character. I know he had some silly name for his team, and I think those Red Sox might have won 2 straight, actually. So they might have had 4 teams. Did the Bruins win 2 straight? Or maybe it's the Red Sox, the Patriots, and the Celtics, and not the Bruins. Maybe that's what it is. Jay Ellingsworth says the Flaw Finns will never win with Nutty Professor coaching. I agree. That's why for me this year is like it's done. I'm absolutely done with this year. Hasn't even played out or anything, and I give it 0 hope. I just hope they give us some decent memories for a couple games this year, and hopefully one of them is Madrid. And outside of that, I don't know what else they're going to do. They're not going to beat Buffalo. And I think New England actually will be the second best team in the division. Miami is going to be fighting the Jets for 3rd. Okay, 3rd and 4th. Polly King says, I will officially attend my first NHL game when the Panthers play the Dallas Stars live in Dallas. Good for you. Good for you, Polly King. Good for you, my brother. Skull Leader says, a sports franchise that knows how to win. Amen to that. By the way, don't forget, get the algorithms going. You got 160 people. We can get more likes in there, please. That would be fantastic. Gets it out there even more so people can find out. We are waiting David Furones from the locker rooms. At least we hope he can join us. We'll see. He might be taking a while here. Panthers are set up for years to come too. Yes, Jay. That is the exciting part about all of this. That the Panthers, it's like with the Heat, you knew it was over, right? Because they were running out of gas. Wade was getting old. That knee was, and then San Antonio put a display on, and it was over. That's it. The Dolphins ended up losing Zonka and Warfield and was it Kick or somebody else to the World Football League, and it kind of destroyed the team and all that. And that really hurt the franchise, kind of set them back, and it was over, right? When those great runs were going on, you saw the moment it was over. This one is not like that. It's a great point. This one's not like that. We can literally be greedy and say they've got a shot at a title over the next couple of years. Next year, the year after that, the year after that. The next 2 to 3 years is still a window for the Florida Panthers. That's freaking cool, dude. They've made it to 3 cups, and they've got the team that can get them to another cup or 2 easily. It's not going to be easy, but you know what I mean. They can get it done. It's crazy. It's pretty impressive. The idiots, I think you're right. No, it wasn't Kevin Millar. It wasn't Millar. There it is. No, it wasn't Dustin Pedroia either. No. It was They were all on the team, but that's not the guy that was kind of the. He played for the Yankees also after. Damn, what's his name? Great job, you guys, bringing up other guys that were there with the Red Sox, but that's not the guy that was kind of the head of all that. And I think it might have been the idiots. Johnny Damon. Nice job, Norbert. Nice job. Johnny Damon. That was the dude with the beard. That was the dude. He was a trip.
Wait,
he looked like a good dude.
I thought Johnny Damon was the only one that didn't have a beard. Wasn't he the baby face the whole time or no?
No, I think he had. I think Johnny Damon had the beard. But either way, he was kind of the lead dog on. I think it was Idiots. I think he's right. I think that gentleman is right on the Idiots thing. You know, that's usually my name too. But I mean, you know, that's a whole other conversation. How do you get rid of Devers? Yeah, I know that was. Yeah. What can I tell you? Big O, now we need the Dolphins. Yeah, Pedro, don't hold your breath on that one, man. What's up, Sean?
Oh, he had the beard. I just picture him with the Yankees all the time being baby. I just saw the picture. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. With the Red Sox, he had the beard. And yes, with the Yankees, you know, they had the stupid rule in place. Didn't the Yankees eliminate the rule this year that you can have facial hair now? I think.
I believe they said like goatee. I don't know if they've gone like full bore with it yet.
Okay. One of the hardest trophies to win in all of sports, and our Panthers have done it multiple times. I agree. Yeah, it's impressive. Yes, sir.
And one other thing, not one player or their family member has left the ice yet.
So I don't know about getting Furones because that was, we did get him. He was kind enough to call us a little earlier, and now he's working the locker rooms. Noma, I hated watching that guy bat. Terry Pendleton, Nomar Garcia-Parra, some of my just, I can't stand you. Okay? I can't stand your ass because you step out of the box for any damn thing. You know? It's like insane, bro. Insane. Those two guys, Terry Pendleton and Nomar Garcia-Parra, they had to fix everything in between every damn pitch. Insanity. Christopher Moore, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. You are a stud. Appreciate your generosity. He said, you called it after game one. Cats wear on you and are relentless. So deep. They are the best team I've ever rooted for. Far more mental strength than the Heatles. This is how you build a championship culture and organization. Appreciate the post-game shows you've been putting in. By the way, Christopher, that's a freaking great point, bro. Mentally, I have to say this team is tougher than the Heatles. Yeah, because the Heatles did a lot of bullshit where they would fall behind and then, catch up and stuff like that. These guys have been a force, bro. A force. So, yeah, I would say that. That's why I'm saying that right now they're the second greatest run in South Florida. They're ahead of the Heat already. I'll take this team over the Heat every day of the week and twice on Sundays. But I got to give the Dolphins the nod because they have a perfect season involved in it. Now, they get to a finals again and they win, they become clearly number one. And if they get to a finals again, they get ahead of the Dolphins, by the way, because they'll both have 2, but they would have 4 straight trips to the finals where the Dolphins have 3. So the Panthers right now have passed the Heat in my eyes as the second greatest franchise in South Florida history in the run. But we'll see what happens coming up because, again, like this gentleman just said, which is an outstanding point, this run ain't done, hun. Oh, no, baby. This run ain't done, hun. No. So let's see what happens, right? All right. Thank you as always and appreciate it. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate that. Thank you. And we always encourage you on Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal because we get 100% of the donations. Whereas here, we appreciate the super chats, but stinking YouTube takes 30%. So that's why we encourage you to try to go there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dolphins should be mentioned at all tonight. Panthers deserve all of our attention. Back-to-back champs. See you all in Sawgrass. Peter, it's just there's a lot of Dolphin pain. That's all it is, my brother. There's a lot of people that want the Dolphins to win. I do too. But as you all know back here, you see it. You know, we're Sean and myself, we're all sports guys. And so, yeah, I want the Dolphins to win, but they are their own worst enemy, right? The Panthers were, it's, you know what it is? Yeah, remember how we're getting all these idiots now? Well, Florida has the no state tax. Yeah, asshole, we had that for decades. What does that have to do with it? You still have to build a team. You still have to have great ownership. You still have to have a great front office. You still have to have a great coach. You still have to actually sign the right players. You know, our aforementioned Dolphins. Was it the right thing to give Jalen Ramsey more money? No. Is it the right thing to give more money to a loser like Tyreek? No. Is it right to actually extend Mike McDaniel, who hasn't accomplished shit? No. You're your own worst enemy. You have every resource in the world, but you don't know how to use them. So the Panthers now have the resources and know how to use them. Wow, what a fucking concept is that? What a great concept. They have the resources and they know how to use them. Inter Miami has all the resources and they don't know how to use it. They're like on their fourth general manager, fourth coach. You know, they got a player that is like running the team. It's like a joke. All the resources in the world, and look what you're doing. You're kind of a joke now. So all these people complaining about the Panthers and the no state tax. I mean, kiss my ass, dude. Give Viola and Sifu and give, you know, the general manager, the head coach, the players, give them credit. Because without Zito, Maurice, and all these players playing at a high level and gelling together, there's no championships. Tampa's not here, and they have the same no state tax. They had their run, right? Why couldn't they keep it up? Why is it? What happened? Did the no state tax thing run out for them? You know, come on, man. I mean, the Oilers are here 2 times in a row. Win, dude. I'm sorry. What do you want us to do? We saw our team get here in 96 and then get their asses handed to them by Colorado. They were much better. It is what it is. It's ridiculous. You know. Yes, sir.
I want to start this by saying it's pretty funny, and I'm joking here, but I think I found the problem with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
It's a beat writer.
Really? What is it?
Alan Poupart.
I don't get it.
He covered the Panthers for different outlets for like 25 years. Zippo. 2 years since I stopped. 2 Stanley Cups.
And so that's why the Dolphins don't win shit.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Wow. So Alan Poupart is the bad luck schleprock of the Dolphins and the Panthers.
It appears to be so. And this tweet was sent by himself. He sent this to himself. Yes.
I gotta give him credit, but I gotta also say, well, there's a reason why the Dolphins don't win now. They got Alan Poupart on the beat. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, Alan. You have a wacky enough take on Tua as it is. You're stopping. Wow. He covered the first championship and they lost. And now he hasn't been on the beat for 2 years and they won 2 titles. And he's been on the beat since the 80s with the Dolphins. I believe late 80s, early 90s or something like that. I was 91. I think he might have been a couple years earlier than me. Something like that. He started with Dolphin Digest. Damn. So now we know the funk he had with the Panthers, and he has continued the funk with the Dolphins. Wow. Damn. It's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. Great teams just come together at the right time. Well, I don't know if they just came together, but they put it together. And Bill Zito has got some vision, dude. Bryson says Panthers earned everything they've ever got. They grinded, stayed strong, and punched those MFers in the mouth. Amen. Amen. They're comparing McDavid to Marino. I love Marino to death, bro. We just suck. That's all. Shula sucked. He couldn't build around Marino the right way. Didn't build a running game, didn't build a defense. So, and it was amazing what he was able to pull off because he's a freak. But you're still not going to win if you don't have a running game and a defense. Just same thing goes on nowadays. Nothing's changed. If you can't block and you can't run the ball and you can't play defense, you're not going to win shit, dude. So I love Marino to death, and Marino can do no wrong for me. I know it wasn't him. I know football, and I've seen guys that have a fraction of the talent of Marino, and they've won a title, and they can't do the shit that guy did. Marino's amazing. It's just you build teams wrong. Bill Zito, he knows how to build the Panthers, and that's why they've continued to win. Let's see. If there's no state tax, how come no one wants to come to the Heat? But as always, these dummies. Yeah, exactly. Well, the Heat have just done bad moves, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Get Dave Hyde, Omar Kelly, Armando out of Miami. We have the opportunity to be the first team in North America for professional sports since 2002 to three-peat. I know, that would be amazing. That would be freaking awesome. No, Allen was not covering the team when they won in the 70s. He's not that old, dude. Let's see. And he was in Canada when he was a kid. He wasn't here. So, the Panthers with the Stanley Cup win. But let's talk about the Dolphins. Now, listen, folks, that's my fault. Okay? Listeners gravitate. They know, obviously, I've talked football all my life and lots of Dolphins and all that. So we're always going to have a load of fans that are going to be, Dolphin fans watching the show and all that kind of stuff. Okay? And that's kind of what we are. We're a club. We're a fan base in pain. Okay? And by the way, like this hat here, Time to Hunt. You could get this hat. You can get championship hats. You can get all kinds of stuff at Caneswear. Use our code Big O10 online, in person, Big O10. You will get 10% off there at Caneswear. All right. So make sure you go see Brett and all the great people out there. Yes, sir.
Some things coming from Paul Maurice. He said Barkov split his hand open in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Reinhart played through a grade 2 MCL injury.
Wow.
He only had, 4 goals?
But yeah. Hockey players, dude. They're just made from they're cut from a completely different cloth, as they say. Absolutely awesome, dude. Absolutely. And Sam Bennett obviously won the MVP, which was real cool. That Sam Bennett was able to win the MVP. That was badass, man. That was definitely badass. Let me see what we got here. On the let's see, Bill Zito, he embraces a dynasty label and how he feels to be mentioned in the same breath with Pat Riley and Don Shula, which is pretty cool stuff for Bill Zito. What else do we have here? coming out of Panthers. Let me see, what else do we have here? It's pretty, you know what's pretty cool too, Ben? Watching the players sign stuff for fans and stuff like that they're there on the ice and waiting till after the game and all that kind of stuff. Hockey players are a really cool breed, dude. An actually cool breed. And how about this? The Florida Panthers are a team that is going to force the Edmonton Oilers to break their team up. They're going to force the Toronto Maple Leafs to break their team up because they all have to design a team to beat the Florida Panthers. Just like the team that prepared the Panthers for this moment is right across the state in the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were better, they were tougher, they were stronger, they were faster, they were more skilled. They beat the Panthers up and down in every area for several years. You all know that. And then slowly but surely, the Panthers started chipping away at that. In the last couple of years, the best team in the state became the best team in the NHL. So tonight, by the way, a lot of this, you got to thank the Tampa Bay Lightning for all of this, because having that team right in your state was a measuring stick that was the ultimate measuring stick out there. They were the champions. They were better than you. They were in your own state. You were like the little brother, and you had to figure out a way to build a team that could beat them. And that's exactly what Bill Zito and company did. And now I could see the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, well, we have to do something because this team can't beat the Panthers. So now we're going to have to break some stuff up. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the same thing. Oh, we do have a hell of a team. We got some guys that can score, but we're not good enough. Edmonton, by the way, has to start with a goalie. They actually need better goaltending. Not that I need to tell them what they need to do and how they get better or any of that crap, but it's kind of interesting that the Panthers are so good, they're going to be forcing some teams to break up their teams because they've got to design a team that can beat the Florida Panthers. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Looking forward, by the way, to getting some Stanley Cup gear over at Caneswear. Looking forward to getting another hat. I have one from last year. I bought this one for the run, the time to hunt, which is the hashtag. And so if you go to Caneswear online or in person, use our code BIG010. Okay. Jay Ellingsworth says, let's get B. Ryder Allen a job in Buffalo. No doubt says, I'm glad to see Bennett win the Conn Smythe because he was one of the guys that has been here and built the success. Last year, McDavid got it even though they lost. No, I agree. I would have given it to Bennett a slight edge over Marchand. Marchand was awesome, dude. But Bennett, two-way player, man. He's so good. I give him the edge. How many years is Paul Maurice signed with the Panthers? Frankie, he's not going anywhere, bro. They brought him out of retirement. So he will retire with the Florida Panthers. You know what, Frankie? You know how long his contract is? I'll tell you how long his contract is, as long as this run goes. When this run is over, I bet you that's when he calls it quits because there's no reason to continue after that. Yes, sir.
He did sign an extension, no details, but the extension starts 25-26 season.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how long he's under contract till.
Yeah, he's going to do it as long as this run lasts. And then he can walk off into the sunset, which would only make sense, you know? No reason to hang around after you've done this. This is the peak. You're not going to get anything else after this. What else do we have? You can't beat us, join us. Damn right, Peter. Chris Z, don't forget Carolina. Yeah, another one. Ray Sosa says it's cool seeing the Panthers interact with the fans and allow them to feel part of the team. Can't say that about Inter that only cares about your wallet. Yeah, no, the Inter stuff is just fraudulent, dude. It's just totally fraudulent. Yes, sir.
This is coming from Twitter, 1043 The Shark. The St. Florida Mayor Dean Trentalis told the South Florida Sun Sentinel that the Florida Panthers championship parade is tentatively expected to be held this Sunday, June 22nd, down A1A in Fort Lauderdale.
Wow, they're going to wait all the way to Sunday, huh? Holy crap. Did they wait that long last time?
Well, last time they won. Well, no, because they were partying as soon as the flight landed right there at the Elbow Room.
Right.
They left Edmonton with the trophy, and then they got back home, and they left from the arena straight to Elbow Room, and that's when the beach thing was going on. I don't know how many days it was in between, but I don't know if it was. I mean, that's only 4 days in between.
Yeah.
Today's the 18th, so it'll be the 19th tomorrow. A couple days to set up, I guess, and then Sunday they have it.
All right. Cool beans, bro. I'm good with that. Big O, post 70s, I have felt that the Dolphins lack grit and killer instinct. Yeah, of course. It's a soft team. Dolphins had a soft team with Marino. Yeah, all complete finesse. Punch in the mouth, and they'd fold like a cheap tent every single time. That's been the Dolphins. That's why the Panthers are so good. They're the ones that punch you in the mouth, and you're the one that folds. They are the polar opposite of what the Dolphin franchise has been for 40 years. Soft. Yes. Let's see. The Conn Smythe is not only for the final, but it's for the entire playoff run. For me, Sam Bennett was the man, bro. Just the man. He was the man. Taylor Swift writes, the Barkov Blues, a bittersweet ode to Canadians, their perpetual heartbreak, their longing for glory, their internal connection to the ice. By the way, was she there tonight? I don't know if she's like touring or working or whatever. Was the Swiftie in there tonight? Because I didn't see. They would have shown her on television. Yeah, she wasn't there because I watched the whole game.
I saw nothing on social media or anything. So
yeah. There's no way it goes under the radar. She cannot go under the radar. Paul Maurice, low key, the Andy Reid of the NHL. People forget how long Andy Reid didn't win the big one and said he wasn't able to win it until he built that team in Kansas City. Well, yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. Let's see. Edmonton radio talking mad shit about the Panthers. It's all good. I really could give a shit what goes on in Edmonton. Well, you better believe it, Chris Jordan. Your team won 2 straight Stanley Cup titles, my brother. Got a friend from Edmonton. He is mourning since Game 5. I mean, I feel for him, man. It sucks, but you have to admit, even if you're an Oilers fan, you lost to the better team. That's all. There's no fluke here, no nothing. You lost to the better team. That's it. Yeah, I know Canada hasn't won since 93. It's crazy shit. All right, folks. It's good. Yes, go ahead.
How about this stat on Corey Perry, who was on the Edmonton Oilers?
Yes.
He has been to the Stanley Cup Finals, and in the last 6 years since 2020, he has been 5 times. He has yet to win in the Stanley Cup.
So he's the Alan Poupart of players.
It looks like it. He was the Dallas Stars in 20.
Your team, get out of Dodge.
Yeah, pretty much. The Stars in 20, the Canadians in 21, the Tampa Bay Lightning in 22, the Tampa Bay Lightning in 23 lost in the first round, which was the only team he was on that didn't make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. And in 24 and 25, he was on the Oilers both times, losing to our Florida Panthers.
Oh, this guy. Wow. Damn, dude. That's some rough stuff, dude. That is, yeah. Wow. Man. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I would, Panthers don't sign him. I don't want Corey Perry at all on our team. That's all I can tell you. That's one guy, please don't bring into the Florida Panthers. That guy's Poupart Dolphin-like. Wow. I didn't realize that Poupart has brought down the Dolphins and the Panthers. Wow. That's amazing. Great job by Poupart, by the way. He has that kind of power. Let's see. Man of 1,005 holds. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Stephen Ross Dolphins, please sell to the Florida Panthers ownership. Maybe they don't want that headache. Anyway, we're out of here, folks. We appreciate you all out there. Enjoy this Panther run because we don't know when it's going to happen again, dude. Okay? We don't know when we're going to have another team like this in town. We have one and only one right now, and it's exciting. We get to enjoy. We get to celebrate now. We'll have a great run now. We'll figure out who comes back in free agency. And then we get ready for next year. And they go for championship 3 straight, which would be absolutely amazing. All right. Good stuff. Thanks to Sean Stanley for staying up with us. We really appreciate that. Thanks to all of you out there that tuned in and supported us. As always, please smash the hell out of the like button before you go. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. like we always are. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Go Panthers.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.